Hello, check, mic check. Yep, okay, let's go. Yo, what's good, people? It's Vega, and I'm here to do something a little bit different. I thought I'd try out a podcast. This one's going to be a little butchered because I've done no preparation whatsoever. But I fancy my chances at being able to talk shit for a minute, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna later on in the future have some topics to actually talk about. But today it's kind of just an intro to what I'm about and what I want to do and what I'm trying to achieve. So right now I'm in my home studio. I don't know if I've got this set up right at all. I've got my my mic here. I don't know if the levels are right in my head. It seems loud, but I'm not sure. My studio's all here. I won't move the camera because it's propped up nice. And yeah, so this is where I spend all my time. This is where I write, where I mix, master, record, everything. Do it all myself right here. Got some Rocket speakers, my Mac, a Rode microphone, Focusrite interface, little mixing board, and that's pretty much it. Back here, where the tapestry is, we've got I've got a little recording booth, which I was like adamant that I needed to have, but I don't really use so much anymore because sometimes it ruins my my creativity flow, you know. So it's like if I'm sat here making a beat and I've got to take my laptop and my interface and my mic into the booth and back and forth and back and forth. So I kind of decided that having one station would be better, I guess. So yeah, this podcast is going to be about everything and nothing at the same time. It's kind of just going to be a narrative of my life and a narrative of life in general. We're going to talk about music stuff here and there. Further down the line, I'll have segments. I'm planning on reaching out. I'm planning on reaching out to guests at some point, get different people's points of views across, and just really be really open. Have no agenda, you know. Have no agenda or anything I'm really trying to push. It's just really about conversation and just getting our good ideas out and sharing them with the world. So yeah, thanks for tuning in to episode 1. Today I'm just going to talk real quick about, let me remind myself, I've got 4 notes that I want to talk about. And I've already done the first one. So yeah, I've already said I'm Vega. Oh, that's the lighting's changed there. Damn. But yeah, so I'm Vega. I'm 22, 23 on Saturday this week. It depends when this comes out, but 23rd of May. So that's my golden birthday. I turned 23 on the 23rd. Someone told me recently that's my golden birthday, so it's great that I get to spend it in isolation. I live here with my dad in Huddersfield. We get on great. We drink together and we put the world to rights almost every night. So that's great stuff. He's one of the biggest support systems when it comes to my music. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have this space and I wouldn't have the ability to create as freely as I do. And yeah, so I'm just living a great life at the moment. I'm trying to really see the positives with all this lockdown stuff and just see the silver linings whenever bad stuff's happening, you know. So that's where I'm at right now. I was at a bit of a dark place at the beginning of this year, and I've kind of come full circle now, and I'm becoming my best self and becoming this person that I'm proud to be. Because at one point, obviously, if you don't already know, my name is Jacob, and my artist name is Vega. And there was this blurred line between Jacob and Vega. They were two very separate things, you know. Jacob was like the family man, with like my girlfriend and my friends and my family and being that guy, and then Vega was this like the artist who was kind of isolated and would only work on music and not really talk about anything else and was very tunnel vision. And these past few months I've just found this like really nice middle ground where I feel like I can just be myself and be the essence of Jacob in Vega's domain, you know. So I just feel really good about that. I'm not really sure whether I should be looking in the camera. Do you guys find it weird if I'm like looking in your eyes? Like, I'm gonna get all this stuff down, all the mechanics. As you can see here, I've got some tape on the bottom of my microphone, because there should be a bolt that connects the bottom of the microphone to this, like, I think they call it a shock, something, I don't know, shock reduction thing. And it attaches it together. I took my microphone to America one time, lost the bolt. It's the only bit I left though, which was good. So yeah, I now use brown tape because I'm professional. So yeah, as I was saying, my golden birthday is on Saturday, 23rd of May. And obviously with it being isolation, I don't really have many plans. I think I'm going to go see my mum at a social distance in nature, as that's what they forced me to do. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But when I come back here in the evening, it's probably going to be scheduled for around 7 or 8 o'clock. I'm going to do a live stream of my new EP that's dropping. So I dropped a single on the 15th of May last week, and it was my biggest single yet. It got 1,000 streams in just over 24 hours, and it was really crazy. I've never had results like that before. I've dropped songs that have got literally 15 streams in a week, and 5 of them probably came from me, and 2 to 5 came from friends of friends and family and stuff. So it was really nice to see some organic streams come in. And that's going to tie me over to the EP I'm talking about now, which is No More Games. That drops on this Friday, the 22nd. And yeah, so that's just that EP, No More Games, coupled with Lifetime, kind of they connect together, and it's like this, like I was saying, the next step of like my career. I've been putting out so much music. I've got like, I think 60 songs out, 65 songs out. On my Spotify, all independently. I think 99% of them produced by me. All of them mixed, mastered, written by me, which is great. But yeah, now I'm ready to take the narrative to the next level. And yeah, so okay, I've got a little bit of a problem. My battery's gonna die on my camera, so I'm gonna pause it here, and I'm gonna switch, and I'm gonna be back in. And I'm back. So, yeah, that's something I need to work on. Like I said, I wasn't very prepared for this. It was very spontaneous. About 2 or 3 days ago, I was like, you know what? I want to start a solo podcast. I've got so much time that I sit at this desk just playing around with stuff and working on music and just doing little tidbits, you know, where I feel like I can really invest my energy into something else. And I love talking. As you can tell, I don't think I've taken a breath since I've started. So that's something that I've just always wanted to do. I just feel like I like my voice being out there, as egotistic as it sounds. I don't worry about what I'm going to say in the moment, and I don't worry that I'm going to slip up and say anything. So this is all unedited. Preferably, it would be like all the way through from start to finish, but obviously full circle, I wasn't prepared, the camera wasn't charged, therefore I had to cut and blah blah blah. But yeah, here we are in VEIGA Studios in Crosslamore in Huddersfield, and life is pretty good, and I can't really complain too much. I can't remember where exactly I was at. I think I was talking about I was talking about the mixtape, and I was talking about the single Lifetime. That was produced by Lo-Fi Lenny, by the way. If you're a rapper or a producer and you want to extend your community and your circle, I would definitely recommend that you go check out his page. I think it's at Lo-Fi Lenny on Instagram. He's a great producer. He's got a very unique style. It's very warm and vintage. Even when he's got the trap beats or the lo-fi beats, they've always got this element of atmosphere to them, which I just think is great. Excuse me. I just had my lunch at 4 o'clock. And it's this little things like hitting this, you know, I need to be aware of my surroundings. But yeah, so check out Lo-Fi Lenny. That EP is going to drop on Thursday midnight. Friday morning is when it drops. So I'm going to do a live stream of the new music on Saturday for my birthday. Have a bit of a celebration. If you guys want to join, we can pour up a couple of drinks. Do whatever you guys do to feel good, whatever that may be. I'm going to set up my Instagram live. I'll probably get on the mic a little bit and just give you little snippets of each song. I'll keep it short and sweet. I'm not going to give you the full EP all the way through because like we don't have time for that. It's a very quick media age that we're in right now, and people don't want to be bored, So I'll give you maybe a hook and a verse from each song, and you guys can comment and ask me questions during it and all that good stuff. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to putting this music out. I think, whoa, it's changed again. I need to get consistency with the light and stuff. It's these little details that are going to take me to the next level. But we're at number one. I'll try and end this with a little story, I guess, that I found pretty funny, and I just think it's funny how it's a good anecdote to explain like the feeling of something being so important at one point in your life, and then you get to another point in your life and you realize that it really wasn't anything. So when I was young and I was a kid, I don't want to embarrass myself, but I think maybe from the ages of like being a newborn to, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, maybe something like that, I had a little blanket that I'd always take to bed, and I call it Snuggly. Sounds daft, but and it was like I can't go to sleep without it. I can't. If I'm feeling sad, I need it, and all these things. And it's like it was this biggest thing. And I remember it was like a, don't want to make a kid comparison to a drug addict, but it was like a drug addict coming off crack, kind of. It was like I gradually weaned off Snuggly throughout the years, and I'd rely on him less, or it less, whatever, she or they, whatever I meant to say. Don't cancel me. And I remember one day when I was like fully off, I'd done the 21 days of getting over the addiction and all these things. And I remember I went downstairs, I was laying in bed, and I went downstairs to my mum and I was like, Mum, I miss Snuggly. Can I have him back for one night? Or have it back for one night, whatever. And she looked at me and was like, you want Snuggly back? And I was like, yeah. So she went into the kitchen, opened the cupboard under the sink, and picked the first tea towel that she could find. So apparently, this whole time, this thing that was giving me so much fulfillment and so much comfort and ease and getting me through bad times was just an ordinary tea towel from the kitchen. And it was a different one every time. But obviously I was a kid, I didn't notice. It was like, sometimes it was white with grey checkers, sometimes it was white with blue checkers, and I just didn't notice because it was like, it smells the same, it looks the same. So I just think that's a really interesting analogy and metaphor for things you give so much energy and so much stock to now aren't always going to mean everything to you. And one day you'll realise that these things that were so important, they don't define you, they're an asset of your life that is great at one particular time, but at some point, things, you've got to let go and you've got to move on. And I just thought that was a nice little story to kind of relate to if you're going through some stuff right now, and this lockdown and this quarantine is giving you a tough time because you're like, I'm losing this, I don't have this, these things that are really important to me I no longer have. Maybe they're not so important. If they're not sticking around and they're not prevalent, if they're not prevalent in your life still, maybe they're not so important, Try and look for fulfillment in new avenues and new sections of your house, or new sections of your life, or new sections of your mind, But yeah, on that note, I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. I could probably talk shit for ages, but I want to keep it as concise as possible. Again, I said no preparation, no plans. This was purely me just talking from 4 little notes that I had, and just going off the top. And I enjoy this, so I would really love if you guys enjoyed it too, because it would mean I could just do it more and more, and there'd be a purpose, and my voice would be heard, which would be great. And you guys can send in questions, you can send in anything, send in questions or things you want me to talk about, or shout outs you need me to do, or anything like that. I'm more than open. And like I said, guests coming soon. It's going to be quite a few weeks because I've got to figure out the logistics of doing a social distancing interview. I know a lot of people are doing it through Zoom and stuff, but I'm not really sure how that works, the mechanics of that, and I would like to be prepared before I do that. So yeah, thank you for listening. By next time I come, I will have a battery that gets me all the way through. I will have consistent lighting, and I'll figure out these levels with the sound, and I'll decide if I want to look in the camera or not. And I won't move away from the mic. I'll keep at a level where everything is consistent. But yeah, for now, I'm Vega. Check me out on Instagram at @theyoungcreator_. Same on Twitter, theyoungcreator. Follow my YouTube channel, which hopefully you're already on because this is it. Click subscribe. I can't even do the YouTuber thing. Click subscribe, like it, comment, share it, all the rest of that good stuff. I'm Vega, innovator, young creator. I'll see you later.